This is the most hilarious film I ever seen. It's about baseball, and those three older guys can't stand alone because it says it's never too late to take a stand. And those three amigos must take a stand to stop hitting against the bullies. Welcome everyone, and yes, welcome back. It's been a bit while because I haven't done movie rent for a long time. I'm not going to do like the Lambo Road Straight back. Yeah, if you may remember him, he's a YouTuber, but he's no longer now. His channel got terminated. So anyway, I'll do today. My movie review we're going to do is The Benchwarmers, the classic comedy from 2006, directed by Dennis Dukan, who is the director of Happy Gilmore and Big Daddy. So, The Benchwarmers is about three guys, and they are being, well, they never play baseball, so and later on this kid was being attacked by a bully and fart on his face, and beef stew. And they all left. So, however, they decided to play baseball, and yeah, I remember that scene. It wasn't. Later on, they got joined with a man who is a billionaire and he is rich. He lives with a son, and he has a robot named Number 7. And they tell them that they are going to do some more with baseball. And then together they decide to call the team. There's a group called the Benchwarmers, and they are going to play in the season of the game. They have to play baseball against those nerds who don't take a stand. So, however, those later on after that they went straight to the games start, and then they play games and games and games. They really good at well. People love the Benchwarmers. They're getting so well. They will get to the finale to get the new stadium. And then after that, they would discover that one of the Benchwarmers was a bully to a young little man. So, however, I don't know how it happened, but he met this little guy and he apologized to say sorry for what happened in his childhood. Later on that the stadium was completed and everyone was very cheered for the Benchwarmers. However, the three guys decided that they won't be playing today. But, however, they decided they're going to bring a new Benchwarmers people. And then later on they played baseball and they won the tournament. And then they go to the Pizza Hut, and then one of them is now going to be the father, and everyone cheers. And that's how it ends the film. Yes, the film starts Rob Schneider, David Spade, and John Heder. And for those who are not familiar with Rob Schneider, who is an actor who's been in a lot of Adam Sandler films, he also voiced Norm in Norm of the North, the 2016 animated film, which probably know people might. Yeah, and David Spade, who you might know Kuzco from Emperor's New Groove. And then John Heder, you may remember him, Napoleon Dynamite, Star, Fuzz is the Force of Evil, and Serves Up. And we've got a lot of actors. We've got John Lovitz, who you might remember him, and he was on special guest in The Simpsons. And it's got Nick Swardson, who you probably remember Sensei in Star, Fuzz the Forces of Evil, and he's also in a lot of Adam Sandler films. Who are the other actors I know? And it's got a lot of cameo baseballs like Reggie Wilson, who was in this film as well. What a nice cameo. And then also, the film was produced by Jack Giabrito and Adam Sandler himself. Yes, because The Benchwarmers is by Columbia Pictures and Revolution Studios, and it was production by Adam Sandler's company, Happy Madison Productions, which is a company that was founded in 1999. And you might not remember the intro of the logo. Terrific. Stanley Sandler. Rest in peace. So anyway, yeah, this film is very funny. So I first remembered the Benchwarmers when I first saw this in the trailer, in the DVD, on the special features on Monsters House. They had, it was all the scenes I remembered, all the hilarious stuff. And it has like, I remember the bit when he throws the ball and whacked on his hand, and he goes like, ah! He hurt his hand. Yeah, I remember that. I think that was Richie. Yeah, Richie, played by David Spade. And there was a scene I remember in the end of the trailer when they were playing the hot potato, and Clark holds the potato hot, and he starts like, and then he just throws it. But in the trailer, for some reason, it has Harry screaming in it. Because I thought because that was really wrong. It wasn't him screaming. It was actually Harry, played by Nick Swardson. Not only that, because it's nothing to do, like, why did they change the voice change? That's not John Heder, that was Nick Swardson. And that's why they did. And at the end of the trailer, Clock throws the baseball bat and smashed on one of the boss's car. And he goes, "That's my move! Get him!" And everyone stopped beating him up, and just like, and then I remember, and they try to stop people beating up Clark, and they're like, they try to stop him, and then one of the bosses says, "Snap his fever," and then I remember he goes, "Mommy!" Yeah, that was hilarious. The other one I remembered is when Carlos was joined the baseball, and he was because he thinks he's 12. He drank so much. His boss was really mad. "Carlos, you drunk!" And he throws him up in the face and faints his death. But in fact, Carlos is alright. He's fine. Oh my god, he's just very... Maria! I remember in the Benchwarmers, yes, I do remember it. My brother seen it. It was very funny. We thought it's funny. It's a baseball, because it's baseball, you know. And also that it was hilarious. So yeah, in fact. Later that, people would thought that, where is the sequel? Where is the sequel? And they thought they were there, and actually the Benchwarmers did have a sequel, and it was coming. And it will be set to release in January 2019. And however, things have been changed. However, Rob Schneider, David Spade and John Heder won't return in the Benchwarmers 2. However, John Lovett's return as well from the original Benchwarmers film. However, because the Benchwarmers, the sequel has now been changed, they changed all the actors and cast and stuff. John Lovett stayed in the sequel. And however, the sequel is by Universal Pictures and Revolution Studios, along with Happy Madison Films. However, the sequel was a bit people live, because when I saw the sequel, when I saw it, I was like, what have they done to Rob Schneider, Dave Spade and John Heder? Bring those back, because we love those three amigos. Those are very funny. And you know why they changed it. Even though Happy Madison Productions are no longer with Columbia Pictures since it ended in 2015, along with their final film with Pixels. Happy Madison Productions is now officially owned by Netflix, and Adam Sandler want Netflix to stream their films with Happy Madison. Along with that, Happy Madison Productions is still going, and they still will do it. Hopefully there will be the Benchwarmers 3, because I hope Rob Schneider, David Spade and John Heder will return, because I want to see them back. Especially all the characters, especially for Howie, who is a guy who doesn't like the sun. I hope he will be back, because Nick Swardson's a very funny actor. I've seen him in a lot of films he's been in, including Sense in Star vs. the Forces of Evil. That was very funny. So yeah, anyway, I'm giving this film a 10 out of 10 because it's very funny, it's hilarious, a lot of fart jokes, a lot of weird stuff, and also that, you know, John Heater's character, Clark, was the very one who very silly because he always clumsy with the baseball bat and he doesn't know how to do it. So you know what I'm gonna do? So yeah, anyway, thanks for my movie review, and we'll see you on the next one. And also, you cannot take a stand alone because the Benchwarmers will be doing it right. Thank you for watching and goodbye.